to weigh in. Let's bring in former U.S. Army CIA-trained senior intelligence operative Colonel Tony Shaffer.
Morning.
And good morning, sir. And Mike Baker, a former CIA covert operations officer and the president of global intelligence and security firm Diligence, joins us on the phone this morning. Gentlemen, it's great to have you here. Tony, I want to start with you.
Sure.
Last night, Homeland Security Secretary Michael McCaul was on with Bret Baier. This is 3 hours after the incident. He said that they had an image from the site. I want you to listen to what he told Bret Baier.
Sure.
We saw a picture of a cell phone at the scene of where this happened a month ago, or around August time frame, with an ISIS logo, sort of predicting that this may happen. So I think those lines are blurred.
What do you? A picture of a cell phone in this area where this attack happened today,
with the ISIS logo on it. And I think investigators are looking at that photo to find out it was posted on the website of ISIS in August. And so that's something that investigators are looking at right now in terms of, are there other people involved?
Tony, that image they saw that in August.
Right. Well, look, we do know that there's pre-attack patterns. Again, I disagree with Governor Cuomo. This is no lone wolf. This is a tried and true, validated tactic of ISIS. They've done this all over the planet. So we do recognize, after learning what happened in those other events, that there's an attack profile, if you will. And this is what we have to stay ahead of. By the way, NYPD does a great job of staying ahead of this. As they briefed last night, they'd already been looking at rental truck places because they were anticipating something like this. But we have to go back now and look at what the forensics of the event. Why was this guy here? Clearly this guy was radicalized along the way. His name is actually in Arabic, sword of Allah. That's a clue. So I think we have to get much better at detecting these guys early on and trying to figure out how to get inside of their head. And frankly, as Mike McCaul just pointed out, inside of the network. This was planned. This was deliberate. And we have to understand we have to get ahead of this.
And Mike, Tony just mentioned talking to local businesses, that kind of thing. That public-private partnership called SHIELD started after we saw some of these attacks taking place. These vehicle attacks being something that we know terrorists are going to be using. But Mike, I want to ask you about this. Usually attacks like these end with the perpetrator being killed. In this case, that's not the situation. What are your thoughts on information that interrogators may be able to get out of this perpetrator once he's through his surgeries?
Yeah, I think it's actually to our advantage. Look, the first thing they want to know is obviously the same thing that you know, or you want to know after every attack or every incident is, are you aware of any other potential attacks? And that's what they focus on immediately. So as soon as they can, they start dealing with him and saying, what else do you know? Are there any other operations underway? And then the question branches out from there. And who are your associates? Who helped you? The good thing about this, in a sense, having him alive, is more down the road. And this is going to sound sort of theoretical, but the ability now to talk to this guy, now because he's not dead, as so many of these perps are after incidents like this, is you can get inside his mind, perhaps. You can gain some insight, and you can understand to some degree what the thought process was. And I know that sounds a little bit touchy-feely, but it's important because, yes, I agree with this concept that we're kind of mincing words when we talk about the lone wolf, and is there such a thing as a lone wolf? Well, on a 30,000-foot level, of course, they're influenced by ISIS, influenced by the extremist, ideology. But we still need to be able to grasp how these people go through this process. He's been here for 7 years. And at what point during this process did he decide to go to the dark side? So having this perp alive like this is actually very, very beneficial to us down the road.
All right. Mike Baker and Colonel Tony Shaffer, we appreciate your time this morning. Thank you, gentlemen.
Sure, thanks.
Thank you.